So I was out of food this morning when I went to feed the animals. I knew that, but I forgot to go get some yesterday. So everybody's getting dinner instead of breakfast. So I'm gonna feed the animals real quick, and then I'll take you guys into the garden with me. I got some stuff to plant today. Baby chicks are still doing great. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah. All being sweet, growing, getting feathers. Looking good. So one thing I think I want to get done today, as long as Todd feels up to it, is get their shelter moved to a new location. They pretty much worn down that area, and I like to move it throughout the year, so it's just not wearing down one section of the pasture. So we'll see if we can get that done today. It's supposed to rain tonight, so I don't know if he's got other things planned. He hasn't, I don't even know if he started after work getting going on any chores, but I'll go talk to him, see if he wants to do that. Okay, well, Todd's getting dressed from his work. Oh, look at that. My soil gauge thermometer that I couldn't find several videos ago. Right where you think it would belong, with all my seeds. I am going to pick out the pumpkins that I want to plant. That's the last thing on the list. I do typically try to grow melons, but I think I'm going to take a break on melons this year. They never do that great here anyway, so last year I fed almost all of them to the pigs. So we have our selection opportunities are a Connecticut field pumpkin. Don't want to grow that. A jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, an Atlantic giant, sugar pie, which I know I absolutely must, and a Cinderella pumpkin. So, not quite sure where I'm going to plant them all, but we'll see. See if there's anything else fun in here I haven't done yet. Oh, yes. The New Zealand blue squash. Let's try one of those. Oh, and a table king. This is a winter squash. 110 days, so should probably plant it now. Okay. So whether or not I get this done first or we do the goat shelter, one or the other, we're gonna get both of them done. So I basically have like all of this free space in my garden where the wood chips are. That I think I gotta pick more strawberries. Oh geez. That I'm thinking I can use for my pumpkin patch. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe plant one in front of each of the raised beds. And one right here in front of the corn row. And, we'll see where else we can plant them. These are the Table King bush squash. I may have to go get some compost, put it in here in the hole that I'm digging to plant them in. Look at all the flowers though on my potatoes. You know what that means? Potatoes are growing. And like always, I'll plant more than I need and we'll just see what comes up. This is where I grew sweet potatoes last year. I had just directly on the wood chips. I had some extra straw and hay and just threw that down and threw some extra slips in there, and I had the best sweet potatoes right here. Most of this is already broken down. I'm like in dirt. The only reason I'm putting this soil down is so it comes level with the wood chips and doesn't get drowned out. And we will do our sugar pie pumpkins here. Okay, how about the Atlantic Giants? I think I'll go over here to where this is, if you guys remember, this is where I tried to grow the Lincoln peas and they didn't work out. So I think I'll just use this spot to plant some more pumpkins. Okay, we're going to do the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins right here. So out of all of my artichokes, just this one died, so I'm going to go ahead and use this spot to plant one of my artichoke or my other pumpkins. And what would that be? We'll do a Connecticut field pumpkin here. And I have space here between these two cucumbers because I can trellis the cucumbers that way and drape them and then have a pumpkin come out this way. So we'll do a Cinderella pumpkin here. And then lastly, we have our squash New Zealand blue. So let's see where we can plant him. Kind of an open space back here at the, I don't know if you guys can see me. I have a bit of an open space back here at the end of my tomato bed. So that's where I'll try the, I mean, I'm not crazy if this one doesn't come up, but we'll see. And so I came out here, guys, and somebody had dug up my tomato plant. Like it was like literally, oh, there's another one right there, completely dug up. I gotta show you this, it's crazy. Another one I see, oh my gosh, what the heck's doing that? I have no idea. So I came out here today to get ready in the garden, and this tomato plant, poor little guy, was like laying over here, dirt everywhere. You can still see the remnants of it, completely unplugged. Now I just looked over here, I'm like, wait, what a second, what is that? Big hole? I can't find the tomato start. I'm sure it's somewhere. Then I look, keep looking, look, a big hole. Something has dug up my tomato start. I'm sure there's not a hope in the world for that now. But what on earth would do that? That's crazy. We'll see if he won't come back. Oh, there's another one. Guys, this is a terrible disaster. I worked so hard on planting this. Look. Look at this. Completely pulled out of the ground, dug up. Look at all this soil. Just dug it right out of the ground. That is so mean. Maybe something's living under there that doesn't like tomatoes. Look, there's the start of somebody else digging. I don't know what they're after. That's not nice. I have absolutely more strawberries than I can keep up with right now. Like they're falling off. I'll go ahead and eat that one. But I mentioned on Instagram when I showed my harvest, I have to come out here all the time and just harvest them. So I'm gonna go see if Todd needs help with the goat house, and then I'll go get a bowl and come out here and harvest strawberries.
Move the goat shelter day. If you haven't seen our goat shelter before, this is it. It's a 10 by 10 dog kennel with I don't know, some kind of plastic, I don't know what they call that stuff, plastic roofing material and some 2x4s to make a little structure. What we do is we keep our goats in here for about a month, and then we disassemble the shelter. We move it to a new section of fresh grass, which this is no longer fresh, and that's their new home for the next month or so. This has been here for a little over a month now, so it's overdue. We normally don't like it to go this long, but we've been busy. So today we're going to disassemble it. It's about 8 bolts that hold the whole thing together and a couple ratchet straps, and we'll move it over there. So step 1 is remove the roof. Let's just bring it your way for now. Okay, I'm running out of room. We'll get set this end on the ground. So it's in 2 sections like that because otherwise it'd be way too heavy. We wouldn't be able to move it. And the roof panels, the first part we took off overlaps the other part by quite a bit to keep the rain off. Every time, it never fails. I always bring the wrong size. I thought for sure it was 5/8. It's got to be 1/2 inch though. I brought one with me though. And if you can't remember what size it is, whatever you think it is, bring that size plus 1 bigger and 1 smaller. And then you'll save yourself some frustration. Alright, we're ready to take the first one.
Hey, stop it. Pushing.
Pooping on you?
She's pushing.
Oh. Ah.
Pick it up over the grass so it doesn't hurt so much.
So now we need to put it all back together. So not very hard. It just requires like 2 people, 1 person. If they try to do it by themselves, it probably wouldn't be very fun.
Hey, we can almost use the marks on the patio block. Says where it goes. A little bit too much that way. Pull it your way.
Come on, move it, fatty. So it's all put back together. We keep bricks in the corners, as you can see down there, just to keep it up off the ground to help the metal poles not rust as fast. And it seems to be working well, other than like one of them had an ant's nest up inside of it. I think we're ready to put the roof on. We can ratchet strap the roof onto the top just to keep it held down in windstorms and stuff like that. And then we're pretty much done, I think. Good?
Yep.
One of the last pieces is the ratchet straps to hold it down in the storm. Seemed to work well so far, it hasn't blown off. This is the same shelter we used over the winter. And we had hay bales and straw bales stacked all the way around the edge. Worked good. Some had them survive the polar vortex. So if you don't have a barn and you need goats and you need shelter, let's get creative. Other than buying the dog kennel, which I don't remember how much it was, we got it at Tractor Supply. A couple roofing panels are like $20 each, some scrap 2x4, a couple ratchet straps, and you're good. And then when winter comes, you just find somebody with some cheap straw bales. Don't use hay because your goats will eat it all. And they'll eat holes, they'll turn your walls into windows. Get some straw bales, line the whole thing, get a nice deep litter bed for them to stay on. We'll be fine in winter. Is this like Homestead CrossFit where they flip that tire?
Yeah.
It's
Filled with all their goat manure.
Filled with poop.
Almost done. Let's knock it on the other end. Good job.
Almost time to make dinner. So we had gotten home from work around 4:30 today, and now it's about 6:30, quarter till 7. Picking up some dinner. I just picked up some little sausages from, I had to stop by Walmart and get some more laundry soap on my way home, so I picked up some little sausages and some hot dog buns. Just gonna have an easy summertime dinner. I think Rachel headed back out to her garden. I'm not sure what she's doing, but I'm sure she's planting something or weeding something, or she loves spending time in her garden. So after we feed ourselves, I'm not sure what's going to go on. There's some things I wanted to get done today, but we did goat stuff instead, which is perfectly fine because it's going to rain for the next 3 days and we won't be able to do goat stuff. I wanted to get my barn cleaned back out from when we had Abigail's graduation party. All of her decorations and stuff are in there still. We got to get that stuff cleaned out and put away where it goes proper. But I do hope you guys have been enjoying these little vlogs that we've been doing, kind of like a day in the life. We're home from where we both work full-time jobs, so we can't like film all day and spend hours and hours and hours editing. Kind of like we come home from work and it's the balance between getting things done, feeding yourself, getting enough rest, going to bed so you can wake up the next morning and go back to work again. But we're hoping that by taking you guys along with us on days like today, and if we did another one of these last week, that we can just share a little bit more about what we do on a day-to-day basis and what things are like here for me and Rachel. Oh yeah, back there you can see the white tarp on our chicken tractor. Our baby chickens are doing awesome. I'm pretty sure she bought 24, 25, and they're all still alive. They're all doing great. They love being on grass, especially when they're little babies. It's like they love it even more than when they're adults. So if you've never thought about baby chick brooding in a tractor on grass, give it some thought. Wait a little bit for the temperature to warm up so that it doesn't get so cold, and you can do it. So I guess that's all for today, otherwise I'm just gonna keep rambling. So we'll see you guys on the next one.